And welcome back in, everybody, to the EGF Power Series Valorant Qualifiers Day 1. Worse, let's recap a little bit, right? We just had Fairfield. We just had Canassus. Obviously, Canassus comes through with a... Canisius, sorry. Comes through with a... 5-win? Or 13-5, I believe.
13-5.
And now it puts them at the top of this group. After this game, we'll be able to see all of the teams that are in this group. So, with that knowledge, right? How strong do you think Canassus will be, going forward, especially with Sergeant, McGee, and Claw with that performance that we had, top fragging for both of them?
We'll see. That's all I can say. We'll see after this match. I can
I
kind of
like
get
it.
an idea of how all the teams in this group stack up, and then later today, when we get Group 4 going, we'll get to see how they stack up against Group 4. Obviously, the other stream is covering Group 1 and 2, so we'll see if you're watching over there. If you got the dual monitors, the two consoles, all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
You got that all set up. Then you can kind of go and check all of them, all the teams, how they're looking right now. But just for now, just for so far, they look strong, but
Yep.
they look very frag dependent, frag heavy. They feel like they're a team that's like, we're gonna walk into you. We have some utility. Not too much of it's going to be used in a way to strategically take away a lot of good site positions. Instead, we're going to come in, we're going to one tap you with our two duelist players, and we are going to take you out.
Yeah, and looking now at what we got picked here for these two teams, it was a pick of Icebox by Marist. So Marist is, feeling pretty good about whatever strategy they got coming in for Icebox, and then Georgetown is going to be taking the defense. Tell me a little bit about Icebox. What do you like about it, what you don't like about it, and maybe what you want to see on it.
We will keep this short because one of those topics I could talk about for a very long time. But in terms of become a very standard map in terms of what teams are running, what teams are trying to accomplish, what teams are doing on it. They are going to be hitting B a lot of the time. There's some A setups you can do, but a lot of times the easiest way to just try and take this map in terms of to start it out to really set the pace, like, hey, let's get some B hits going. We're gonna send a Viper wall down Snowman. We're gonna get a Sage wall behind the box. They tried to change this up. They tried to make some adjustments to Icebox, and there have been rumored bigger changes coming to Icebox as well later down the line. But for right now, Icebox is how it is, and that's kind of been the default meta play on B. A lot of the
Mm-hmm.
time, mid can be a death trap unless you're going for mid B splits are not as common. Mid A splits did you send one person to look mid basically? Any more than that's too big of a commitment. You can't really take the site from the you can't take the site from A as heavily with only 3 people. You really need to send it um, really hard.
Yeah, I mean, to your point about in the previous games, utility, right? And that's kind of a big factor when it comes to Icebox. The B hits and obviously some of these changes. Utility plays a massive factor in how exactly you want to execute the strategies for your team composition. Looking here, we do have everyone locked in except for Marist. They do have one still coming. I expect it to be that Viper, because Mirror Vipers on this map always creates a bit of a havoc. Double walls going through both sides, always a good time. But it is a nice setup for the attacking team, right? You get to maybe throw them off, do a little bit of mind game action, and that's what we saw early on in Icebox when it first came out. A lot of mind games going on. But that being said, we do look over at Georgetown, and they're going to be rocking the Jet Reyna, just like we saw in the last game. Looks like it's going to be mirrored by Marist as well. Jet Reyna, obviously two very strong duelists, and no flash, besides the Reynas, no real flashes to speak of. And we are still going to see KZ going with Chamber as we start loading into the map. Talk to me about these team compositions. What do you want Marist to be doing on the attacking side first?
Very common, I would say. Maybe the Reyna is the one thing where it's like some teams opt into it, some teams opt out of it. But generally, Viper. And I guess the biggest thing actually is on Georgetown's side, no Sage. Instead, going for that Chamber. That is the odd thing, right? Sage is such a heavy utilized character on this map. Wall does so much, not only for your offense, but also for your defense as well, by slowing down rotations, creating abilities for you to retake onto certain sites. Retaking B with a wall becomes so much easier a lot of the time because of where the spikes can get planted. You can end up just walling off the enemy team, and they have to again try to push into you if you get that ability. So not having that, instead going for the chamber, this one more 1v1 kind of character, much less utility for the team. I don't know if I particularly like it. I know they've been clamoring for no Sage Icebox. People have been like, "That you don't have to do it," but I think it's been proven as such a strong and effective strategy.
Yeah, and as we see, Marist is going to be starting off with an A hit. Going to be coming in pretty heavy. I like how fast they're moving. They're not going to pull it back on the aggression, and there it is. Lavender going to be the first one to go down. Going to try to open up the site as Yellow Bros moving in. Going to be retreating though. Going to be trying to have the team set up for the plant. And now it's going to be about how the retake happens.
Oh wait, broke the
Georgetown. Oh, they broke the wall. That is pretty massive. Trying to find their way in, and they have an option now, especially with defusing. That wall actually could benefit them. Nice shock darts. Maybe poking them down a little bit. Georgetown takes a bit of damage. Everyone's hurt. Everyone's hurt except for Viper and Jet. Utility's going to come through. They're going to tap on that. Smoke down. That poison is absolutely crazy. Almost got the ninja there, but not going to be able to find it as Flower is going to find 3. Puts Marist in a bit of a sticky situation, and it's going to have it. There's not a lot you can do standing there if you are Georgetown.
That wall and post plant setup has been memed on a lot, been kind of joked about a lot, is the 100 Thieves Icebox strategy, the 100 Thieves Icebox wall, and it's kind of fallen off because it actually can hurt you a lot in those post plants. It creates an ability where you have to funnel into a certain area to stop a defuse. If you misuse your post plant utility on that Viper, like the snake bite came down and they were still diffusing outside of it just a little bit. So once you mess that up, it's just a really bad wall for you, and it kind of messes you up more than it helps you, which you really don't want out of your post plant wall.
Yeah, the post plant wall actually does seem to be a bit of a double-edged sword. You know, you can have it be so beneficial, but like you said, it can be used from the defensive side. Marist going to be pushing in on what you were considering B as the stock standard, and I like it. Both walls going to be separating the teams, and that's going to be Marist's wall going down first as they use a bit of caution here. I like the slow takes. They're just trying to poke it out, see what they can find, especially losing that first round. They know they're going to be down on the weapons. And here we go. Marist going to be planting down, gets it out, and they are going to be able to retreat. Now it's about the retake. But again, can Georgetown find a way to retake confidently? Ooh, nice pick from Yellow Bros.
One
the
enemy
defuse has already been
remaining.
started. Scouted out even through the wall, and it's on Johnny, but he doesn't know the defuse is happening. Does find a kill on the back end and picks up Marshall, so that's quite nice. But oh no, gonna peek it. Where's he peeked it? Ooh.
I don't know why you ran back in there. You've already gotten what you were gonna have for the next round in terms of credits. You had the Marshall, which isn't that bad of a buy to have. I mean, obviously you want to kind of get that Vandal, right? But
Yeah.
wouldn't be the worst thing to put in Yellow Bow's hands, I would say, in terms of what you can have for your Jet. Especially if you're going for an A hit right now, you can set them up, overlook, and really control a lot of that site with that Marshall. So little odd decision there, but I guess not wanting that. I mean, I guess just gonna come back in and try and okay, nice trick, 1-2 right there, back and forth.
Yeah, Lavender gonna be using some of that gun skill just to trade out immediately. Unfortunately, the first pick did come through, so now Marist is gonna be trying to push in as a little bit of a unit here. Yellow Bro's already in a pretty powerful spot, you know, being up on that middle box area, just trying to hold it down for the team as KZ's gonna be pushed aside.
Spike down A.
Well, but as I say that, Georgetown's defense is looking pretty strong. As Gaz pushes through with the rest of the team. Now Johnny Silverhand got to be gold in this round, trying to bring it back. It's not an unfair fight. We do see a Vandal in the hands. Can it be enough? 1-2. Can we get a third? This round's still possible. 50 seconds on the clock. Doesn't mean it's over by any means.
One enemy remaining.
There's another one. It's a 1v1 now. What's going to happen when he peeks this corner here? Because you know where the bomb is, so he has to go get the bomb here. It is down right in front of the enemy Viper. Viper v Viper 2. Gonna be looking the wrong way. Unlucky to guess the wrong way, but a wonderful effort.
Yeah, wonderful effort indeed, and that's gonna make them have to buy up again. Get those rifles, get that armors back into their hands. It's gonna leave certain members of the team at 1K credits right there. And of course, you're gonna have a lot of money in the hand of Stormy, 5.1 to end to start this next round. But everyone else, if this ends up being a loss, they're not gonna have enough to get a full buy off. You're gonna have maybe one buy come out from Stormy, and that's about it. So good job at the end there. Maybe could have been winnable had they been looking the wrong way or the right way, but it's still 13 or 10 HP or something close to that. Very little HP, and first contact would have come in for Georgetown, so not much chance of it happening, but still a chance. You can never count that out at the end of the day.
Yeah, we can't count out the momentum that brings to Marist, right? You get that nice 4-piece there at the end, gives you a little bit of confidence going into the next round, no matter the gun situation. The buy is going to be a little bit down for Marist, but that's not going to stop them from pushing it aggressively. As you see Yellow Bros going up top. A couple picks here. Sheriff does have that Valorant game. Get a couple quick headshots, right back in this game. Break through the wall there. That's where the Phantom conversation we had earlier comes in, right? Phantom's always nice. But oh no, Stormy with that Phantom is going to find the first pick. Johnny trays out Lavender, and that's a pretty good one to find. As the race can cause a lot of damage. And that Judge is getting a lot done here on this point, especially with the ult being down. Man, Viper has so much control over these sites, especially once the ults go down, and Argos not going to be able to do anything as Georgetown, they do end up taking the round. But I like the take.
Yes, there it is. Take comes through, and so far confidently, a little bit of some bumps in the road there for Georgetown so far, but still up 4-0. Obviously, after winning that bonus, that tends to be what happens. You win the round after. The economy for Marist was in shambles, and now how can Marist respond right now? So far, everything's kind of gotten repelled very quickly by Georgetown. But there's always room to change things up. There's always room for the tides to shift. We saw that before.
That works.
And gonna have to come in on this A hit.
Yeah,
They are gonna have to answer the operator here for Peng, which I don't know if they're gonna have the ability to.
Yeah, pretty tough, especially with the Jut, being on the top right here. Doesn't find the first shot, so the door's open now. As they can definitely have double operator going right now. Georgetown loving this angles that they have. Going to be forcing Marist to back off. I want to talk to you about the post play, right? Because we've seen in 3 out of the 4 rounds. They're going to rotate here for a little bit. What does Marist need to do on these post plans? Because they're doing a great job at taking these sites.
Yep. I mean, Icebox, a lot of the time, it's going to be you take the sites very effectively. Argos, again, getting the first pick. This time looking through Tube. Response comes in as well. Yellow goes down. Stormy a little bit over aggressive, but Peng in Snowman now has the ability to try and alter this round in their favor once again. 3v4 though, it's going to be difficult, but I mean, Icebox, a retake heavy map, so we're going to see if they can do it once again.
Very nice trade there for Argos. Going to be finding that pick that Marist needed. Now it puts him at a huge advantage. Nice blind coming through. But Kaz going to get the shot off and trade it out. Now he's got himself a little bit of an upgrade on the weapon situation. Pang gonna be pulling out the blades. That's a nice smoke. Get him across. Get over to
One enemy remaining.
Themselves a nice angle, but it's not gonna be enough. As Gyro gonna be finding both of them there, and that was a beautiful post plan.
Yes, good post plant there. They find out the frags they need on the lurkers. I mean, once you have basically what is essentially 2 operators trying to retake a site, it can be very difficult because you're kind of one and done with the operator. You push, you fire, then you have to back up because you have to wait for that long animation to go through before you can start firing again. A lot of the time, it's more advantageous to have something like a Vandal or Phantom in your hands in the situations because it's going to allow you to go a little bit faster in terms of you're walking up and clearing angles. So, 2 operators, not the most ideal situation there, but Belt is going to be heavily contested this round as well.
And Marist is going to be pushing in off that missed shot. So every time the operator misses, they look to trade aggressively. But Lavender ends up getting out, and Kaz has the back. Going to be trading right there. Agros immediately puts them at a disadvantage. Now Marist down to 2 as Pang is going to pick up another one. Gotta be wondering what's going through their mind right now. Do they get out of there? They do still have bomb control, but they are going to be surrounded. So now it's a bit of a kill zone. They gotta find a way to break one angle to get out of this situation. It's gonna be Kaz taking the first challenge. Not gonna find it, and there it is. They found both of them,
Player
but they
standing.
were not expecting Stormy on the
Spike
backside,
down
and
A.
now they have bomb control. They
Team
can start
A.
pressuring in, and there's the shock dart to end the round.
Yes, and now we're starting to see it again. The second round coming through, it's gonna get repelled again from Georgetown, and so far, it's just been solid from them in terms of their ability to retake, their ability to understand where they're going on the map. And for Marist, we kind of have to see, maybe slow it down a little bit, you know? Maybe slow it down just a little bit more. I know that could be dangerous once you start getting really low onto the timer. You're like, oh guys, you have to do something. But there's a good time to, like, once it's up until like 20 seconds, I would say, if you don't have any map control like that, like not even 30 seconds, if you don't have any map control 30 seconds, like there's something wrong. But if you're playing slow, gathering map control, pushing tube, getting some info onto kitchen, this, like, what's that right now exactly, unless this duel happens, you gotta just back up. Don't go too ham, but you have info now, and you can play off that.
Yeah, and the trademark could be trying to slow down Yellow Rose, not going to be able to slow him down. Oh, barely sneaks away. That was very nice spray coming through, as Flower's going to try to find any bit of damage that they can. Georgetown, wins that first little skirmish out there in the mid. And as you mentioned before, mid can be a bit of a death trap, and that is exactly why. You got so many angles to cover, so many things to do. And Stormy for Georgetown is going to find Egros, and Lucky also going down. So now Marist again at a huge disadvantage, but they do have people inside. There is a chance. The double peek comes through. It's going to be one down. Big fight coming through. I love the aggression there from Yellow Bros. Knows someone's trying to lurk on the other side. Just going to try to win it out with the classic. Not able to back the gun. There's more Flower coming around on the side. Now Gyro.
30 seconds left.
With a Marshall and a Dream. Going to be looking for the first shot. Not going to find it. Shot's going to be coming through back on him. And not expecting Pang on the backside. In a serious problem now. Didn't think they'd do the wide angle, and they do. That's going to be another one for Georgetown, up 6-1.
Yes, and essentially what happened there is Lavender ends up getting three 1v1s basically. Exactly what you want on the arena is the 3 1v1s. You get the time to heal up or get your dismiss going through. Really what's going to have to kick up the arena is as soon as they get your teammate down, you get the trade going through, or as it's happening or right before it's happening. You kind of need double swings on that, because if Lavender is hitting their shots and you are in the first engagement, you aren't out aiming them, you're gonna have to have someone there to back you up. Trading is so massively important. It's what allows attackers to get onto sites, because if you trade 1-for-1 as an attacker, that's great, because then you still probably have a man advantage on the site, and you can transition that into a post plant where you're at least even, or like you're even or a little bit worse, but you have defensive position post plant positions, which makes up for it.
Yeah, and we're seeing Yellow Bros going in, doing their spot checking for the team, trying to make sure that everything's going to be safe. But Viper is going to throw down the ult, and it's just going to cut off so much room on B site, especially right where they want to plant. So they are going to be walking in. They are committing to B site, which I can appreciate. They're not too afraid of it, but maybe they should have been, as Moist Flower finds that first pick. That's going to be a bit strange as, oh, I like the wall and I like the res. I didn't see that she had her ult online, but Sage going to be bringing that team back from the dead. Now we're back to even. I love Yellow Bros aggression here. Just going to go in, take the Viper out. That's going to knock down the wall, and Kaz finds one, but Marist up on a big advantage, and Johnny finds the next one. It's all on you, Ping. You got to do it. Not going to bring it back for the team. Not going to hurt them too bad as far as econ goes, but Georgetown finally dropping one.
Yes, finally dropping the second round, and that was dangerous. Very, 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 very dangerous for Marist. They're pushing into the Viper's pit. They don't have their own wall. Any of them. They don't have the Viper wall, or they don't have the Sage wall, because the Sage wall is being used to get the res off. They don't have it for the plant. They don't have Viper wall because they committed early onto A, maybe trying to bait, maybe trying to commit Oasis over. What ends up happening is, even when that Viper's pick goes down, you still don't have any defensive utility up. It just so happens that if Yellow goes in there and doesn't find that pick, it gets way more dangerous. And I mean, Yellow's, just kind of doing some nasty stuff right now, trying to turn up.
Yeah, the Jets so far in these games have definitely been the standouts, as Lavender is spotted out by the recon dart. It isn't going to be enough, as he just beats that corner and jumps right in front of two, but Moist has his back as they trade very, very effectively. Now it's just a 2v4. Marist again putting themselves at a bit of a disadvantage, and the bomb is out in a tricky spot. They have to find a way in. Kaz going to be the first one to peek. Now they have the information. Recon Guard is going to spot him. Now they know where the second is, and it's going to be tough for Marist to try to break this defense as they just set up with all the angles, and maybe even send somebody a bit on a flank. Going to put Chamber out in the middle, try to spot any really late flanks.
Last player
But it does
standing.
look like they're just going to push up, but Gyro loses that 1v1. And I love Yellow Bros trying to get this pick here right here, but it's not going to happen. As Marist does drop that round, but they did their best with just 2 left.
Yes, and it's like every time they get something going, the next round is just a rebound from Georgetown. They completely repel any ideas of what Marist was trying to do. This is looking less and less likely as it goes on. But now, for this next thing, you do have Viper's Pit. If you do get on top of B or even onto A, you can really start doing some damage. Even in down a man or down 2 players, you can still get a lot going with that Viper's Pit. It's just such a strong ultimate when it's set up on site in a post plant, because you have to take so much damage pushing into it. You have to play slow around it, especially when you have a opening pick right now. We've seen this multiple times with both Ogos and Yellow Bro, but now you don't have the pit. The pit's now off the table.
That is tough to lose that pit right there. I was about to mention all the post-plant things you could do. Viper's Pit, you've got Sova's all, and just now that's just off the table. You're going to be relying basically on Sova on any plant that you do. But it does look like they're going back to the slow game, and Lavender takes advantage. Yellow Rose does on the flank. Gonna find one, doesn't find the second. Needed to find that second for Marist to take an advantage. And it's going to be 3 members all spread out across the map for Georgetown. Pretty confident in their 1v1 abilities. They don't know they're going to be taking 1v1s, but it is possible, as we do see Bomb approaching A site. Does hear the footsteps.
One enemy
Is going to
remaining.
find him in the middle of the plant.
Spike
The
down
cover was
A.
not there from Gyro. Now it's just Gyro in a lonely corner, trying to see what they can do. Going to be tough to try to peek this out, especially with one atop and one in mid. Even if you get the one up top,
30
you
seconds
gotta
left.
not know, you have no idea where they're coming from next. You see him slowly sneak around trying to find this bomb.
I have the spike.
I love it. He got it, and he's gonna get the plant down. Now it's about, the Sova ultimate. If he tries to go for something like that, or if he just tries to win the fight. Ooh, adrenaline pumping a little too hard, and the shots go just over the head.
Yes, there it is now, 8-2. The best you're looking at here if you're Marist is an 8-4 half, and that is going to be a task to be sure. No matter how, if you win next round, economy, Georgetown is perfect for that last round. You're not going to impact it in the slightest. So right now for Marist, you have to just win out these rounds hard, but your economy's not looking that good. When I look over and I see a Marshall being picked up by that Sage, and I see a Judge in the hands of that that Viper. It was a Marshall, gonna get swapped out for the Spectre instead. But I mean, Spectres, Stingers, we're seeing so many different things come out. That's never looking good, trying to go into a pivotal round to try and bring it back.
Teleport's ready.
Trying to get an 8-4 half, which is the best you can hope for, and really from there it's doable. But 10-2, even 9-3 to some extent, is just so difficult to come back from.
Yeah, and they're putting all their Marist is putting all their eggs into the Yellow Bros
Spike
basket.
down A.
And that is going to be so many down so fast, taking these gunfights, and it's going to be Argos and Yellow Bros trying to break this site now. They've pretty much fully committed to it. They know that there's so
One
many
enemy
here,
remaining.
and they are going to take Pang's going to find Argos, and Argos is trying to take that gunfight, especially with the Spectre. Not going to be able to do anything as Yellow Bros isn't going to be enough, and that was the Vandal in the hands of Yellow Bros trying to bring it back.
Last
Yep,
round
Vandal
in the half.
was in their hands, but not for long. Got removed from them forcefully. And now, last round, we still have plenty of ultimates for the side of Georgetown. They have the Sova ult to respond to a push to try and retake space with it. Pang has an ability to op with the knives, but then go aggressive, or to op and then go aggressive with knives. And Johnny still has that pit, has not been able to get it off in the slightest, and this is gonna have to be the round. You don't keep your ult in the next thing, but with your Jet on a Spectre, after those knives are gone, it might be a bit tough.
Kaz gonna be picking up that first early kill, but to your point, they haven't gotten that Viper pit down, which could be the deciding factor in this round. Luckily, it wasn't Viper that went down in that one. It was the Jet, just trying to get the knives out. As we know, they're down in econ. Some of the members saved up from last round, so they do have some guns. But the defensive positioning is so strong for Georgetown.
Oh, the
Noise
pinch.
coming through with that. Yeah, they're pincered into that corner, and he is going to end up picking up
Spike
Lucky.
down, B.
Viper Pit's still active. Not anymore. Johnny goes down. Marist is looking a bit, as you said earlier, in shambles. But Argos is going to trade back. Maybe a bit of a morale booster there for
One enemy remaining.
as Peng and Silver are going to come up from the backside. It's
Team
tough. It's looking
Ace.
pretty tough, and now they know exactly where he's at. Going to go down. Half.
Like I
Switching
said, 8 to
sides.
4, it's doable. 9 to 3, highly unlikely. 10 2, I don't want to say it, but nigh impossible a lot of the time.
That's your
Obviously doable. Doable. In terms of pure statistics, it is technically a possibility that can happen. But like I said, nigh impossible. The nigh is there because it's almost, you know?
Yep.
It'll take a lot of just stepping up on an individual level, mental fortitude, some nice reads on where the attackers are going to go. No missteps can happen. If your economy ever breaks, it's over. If you lose this pistol, I mean, it's almost certain you're going to 12-2, and 12-2, I mean, you have to basically lose 10 rounds in a row and then lose overtime, which I don't know if I need to specify if that's unlikely or not.
No, but I like the trigger discipline there. And to your point, they pretty much have to play a perfect defense for the rest of this game in order to bring it to even all. But Lucky not going to find the shots. Good damage being put down. Georgetown still able to find the kills when they need to find them. And
One
Caz
enemy
with Chamber
remaining.
going to be able to find it. And now it's all on Yellow Bros with just a
Spike
Sheriff.
planted.
Is doable here. Got the first one. Needs to find the second. If he finds the second, it is on. A couple members still low for Georgetown, but they find the poke in. Yellow Bros gonna have to back off a little bit. Does get spotted out. They know exactly where he's at. And Peng gonna peek the corner, find the kill.
Like I said, 12-2 on the horizon. Will Marist try and force this one? Try and deny the 12-2. Might have to. You're on match point. If you get to match point, I mean, it is gonna be rough, and we're seeing it already. There it is. The force is gonna come out. Judges, marshals, whatever they can muster, whatever they can find the credits for, they're going to try and use it to repel Georgetown here, deny the match point, and try to set themselves up for a comeback of epic proportions. But this mid play, something that can happen, but how effective it'll be will be seen in just a moment.
Yeah, they are gonna push up into kitchen here, trying to do a little bit of a different, hit coming through mid, and it is gonna be punished immediately though.
Yeah.
Peg's gonna go down to the marshal, and that's a good start, right? Marist needed that kill. You're gonna open it up for him a little bit. They now know where most of the members are, just sitting out in mid, and they're just gonna try to match them beat for beat here. No one looking for any off angles or flanks. They're looking for straight gunfights. You gotta love it. The Storm is sitting here on the fence, and Lavender gonna be picking up kills as
Spike
Caz
down,
as well.
B.
Moist Flower does go down on the back end, so it is still a 3v3. Ult advantage
remaining.
is no longer in Marist's favor as two go down immediately, and the plant isn't gonna find its
Spike
way
down,
down
B.
as Caz was not expecting the lurk from up top, but the information has been gathered. They know where he is now, and they can just start chipping away at those legs. As it's just Gyro running back and forth, trying to escape, gonna run right into the waiting arms of Stormy. And that's tough to do. Just the walk back and
Match
forth
point.
got me.
Yeah, and 12-2. I mean, okay, so again, it'll require something I have never seen casting collegiate Valorant ever before. I've never seen it.
Now's the time.
Now's the time, maybe, for me to see it in my casting career. Again, the judge is going to come out for Johnny Silverhand right there, and it has been a rough one altogether for them to try and outfrag this opponent, Georgetown. I kind of want to see now Georgetown in other matches and then see how much this is like maybe a one-off thing for the fraggers, because sometimes you just have a hot game, or how consistent is this for Peng and Lavender, because so far it's looked pretty consistent, but you never know until you go up against other aimers, other aiming styles, and all that other stuff. So But right now, I mean, Johnny finding the first pick, exactly what you need, getting closer to potentially a round win right here, but still a little bit farther away.
Yeah, gotta like holding those close angles with the judge. Super fun to see, and Kaz is not holding close at all. He's just gonna walk in with that chamber pistol there and finding the pick. Now Georgetown has a bit of control here as Stormy does end up finding Lucky. So now Marist, this is where the rubber meets the road. You gotta find a way to get in
Spike
there
planted.
on this post plant and find a way to retake. And Yellow Bros opening it up beautifully. Gonna be able to find the pick on Lavender. Not sure if they picked up the gun or not, but Stormy is on an off angle out here. Gonna be looking to stall this out, trying to get them
Right here.
maybe even bait them in a little bit. Johnny on the backside, gonna find that kill
Player
right there.
standing.
Georgetown bringing it back, and even more. They're gonna go up one. Now it's all on Gyro.
One
Gyro
enemy
has
remaining.
it. Gonna find one. Can we find the second? Doesn't know the lurker's there. Ooh, nice. Gonna get the shock dart. Doesn't force him to do anything. Moist didn't even move. Didn't even care. And Moist clutches up the
Attackers
round.
win.
The snow
And
should
that is
hide
going to
our
be it.
tracks.
Georgetown
We were never
with
here.
the 1-0 alongside Fairfield. So now we've seen all four teams worse. It is Georgetown and Fairfield at the top of the table, and you've got Canisius, I said it right, and Marist sitting at the bottom, both suffering pretty harsh losses. What are we thinking? As far as the teams are going right now, you just mentioned, you know, you don't know until you see all the teams play each other. But just going off of how those victories went, our top two teams, they're looking pretty spooky.
Yeah, and I think it does come down to the fragging power from the two duelists, right? And I'm gonna want to see the matchup between Georgetown from Lavender and Peng and the Sergeant. Man, my brain is just
Sergeant McGee.
Sergeant McGee. I was like, man, it's something, it's some old cop show name, you know how it is, Sergeant McGee. How they can kind of match up them in claws. How do they match up against Peng and Lavender? It's going to be interesting to see that later today. I believe they're the last match of the group, perhaps.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, I
So
think.
they will have a chance to, meet each other in the final games of today. But for right now, we are going to go to a short break. But on the flip side of that break, we are going to have Fairfield versus Marist. And those two teams are going to be battling out. We did just see Marist suffer a loss, and we saw Fairfield suffer it earlier. So this is a chance for the 0-1 teams to find redemption. Find out with us when we come back.